Welcome, Abby, to the WBBL review.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
What a week we've had. What a 2 weeks we've had in the WBBL. Melita, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm well. If I'm smiling like lopsided, obviously my face still hasn't healed yet. I still got stitches in. So if I look a bit odd smiling, yeah.
Well,
Just don't make me laugh too much, okay, please, or else I'm gonna have to go and ice after.
Do you know what? I forgot about all of that stuff that you've had to deal with in the past couple of weeks as well.
How can you forget the Instagram stories? I was really worried about that.
Yeah. Thought I popped a nerve in my face and I thought I was going to permanently look like that.
That's terrifying. Poor thing.
Abby, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm well. I've had a good week. Life's going really good at the moment.
So obviously you've both been involved in some incidents of this week, but we're going to concentrate on Abby this week. And we're going to talk a little bit about last season into this season and kind of the 3x3 basketball that you were involved with, and obviously your new teammates up in Durham. So we'll start with this season because we're here now. I just want to say congratulations on your first two performances, 2 wins. Durham with only 1 win before your arrival. What an impact straight away.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, they were definitely on the come up before Christmas. They'd started to get together well as a team. They'd started finding each other. They had Jess Wade coming off an injury, who obviously needed some time to get better, and she's like shining up now. Elle Hendershot's doing a really good job, and I'm really starting to finally like click with her, and we're getting on the same page. But yeah, it's been really good joining that team. I'm really happy so far.
No doubt the 38 points helps.
I mean, it was a good confidence booster to start, wasn't it, really? Can't lie.
What was your mindset like during the game? Like, obviously you're just on point. Like, was you gassed in your head? Was you excited? Or did you kind of still stay composed and just try to seal the game and get the dub? Like, what was your thought process?
The first game, I was actually probably a lot more composed. It was one of those where I went into the game knowing I wanted to get the win. I wanted to start the season strong. I'd had a lot of talks with Lee before it, just about what was expected, what I wanted to do. My focus the whole time was on like defense. He's obviously given me a full green light, so I've not been like hesitant with shots, or as soon as you start shooting without second guessing yourself, shots magically start going in. But it wasn't. I just kept going and kept pushing. My teammates were really supportive, and I didn't. I thought I dropped 20. I was a bit surprised by the 38, to be completely honest.
20. 20. That's funny. Your face must have lit up when you saw 38.
I was very well. Yeah, I just remember the girls at the end turned around. They were like, "Abby, you dropped 38 points." I was like, "What? Like, really?" They were like, "No, yeah, 38." I was like, "What? That's mad." No, I was very, very happy about it.
Worst part is no fans were in there to see it.
Tell me about it. It's a battle with this university. It's just, there's so many cases at the moment. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know when it's going to change. I hope soon, but yeah.
You haven't got a match for a while, so hopefully it'll start kind of the cases come down if that's the reason that they're not letting in. But yeah, fingers crossed it sorts itself out soon.
No, yeah. Definitely.
Because even though you guys have small fans, like they make a big impact. I remember when Gloucester played Durham, like on the side, because the sideline's pretty close as well. You can hear when you're playing everything. I remember shooting foul shots, yeah, and the guys that were there were literally drilling me as well. So yeah, the fan, they do make a difference. I'm pretty sure I missed as well, so they make a difference.
I think that was just me, wasn't it?
It was Jacob.
Yeah.
It's cool, the men's team, and since all the teams and all the sports there are like intermingled, and they all know each other, they all go and support different sports. So when it's a bunch of like athletes that are there, so they are pretty loud.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, no, it's really lovely.
and I was there last Saturday for your return to Newcastle, oh, very so soon. There was quite a few Durham fans in the crowd that night as well. I don't know if you heard them, but there was quite a few dotted in, which is encouraging to then hopefully get them coming to the home games regularly as well.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest. I went after the game to talk to a few people, and I was quite surprised with the amount of Durham fans that actually were there. So yeah, hopefully that carries over when we do get people in. Nice.
Talk us through that Newcastle game. I mean, that must have been strange.
It was strange. It came very fast, like that. I didn't actually check the schedule before I moved, and then I was like, oh, that's the second game back. So welcome back to the arena. I do love that arena. I was very happy to play at it, but it was a very lots of emotions running high on that game.
I mean, that could explain the 2 very early fouls that you got.
Yeah, that was full of it. That was not playing with my head. That was all emotion. I really thought I screwed it, but I like sort of came back on the bench. Lee was like, you're all right, everything's going to be fine. I like refocused. The team held it together, and when I came back, I was just like, all right, be composed, be logical, just keep your head right, and I did.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about like your relationship with Lee, because I know him personally as well. Great guy. So like during that game, how was he towards you? Like, was he more sympathetic because obviously you're returning to Newcastle, or does he know you enough to be like, come on Abby, fix up now, get out there and prove to them, like and like afterwards as well, like what was the whole vibe of it?
Right, yeah. So I had him at under 15s England, and I've been in contact with him throughout and since. He knows me very well. He knows that I don't particularly start games off great, I never have, and that I do take a few minutes to warm into the game. No, when I came off, he was just very calm. He knew that I was already worked up. Yelling at me and telling me to fix up was not going to help anything. He knows that screaming at me has never helped. So no, he was just very calm. Just stay relaxed. Just focus on you. Do what you do, like those sorts of words. So and it was perfect. And he knew he messaged me before the game. He was like, is everything all right? Are we good? Like, where's your head at? And no, he managed it really, really well.
That's good.
So what was your journey into the game like? Because were you sharing a car with Chloe and Marina?
So funny. Well, we were laughing before the game, but well, we live together. I live with Chloe and Marina. They're some of my best mates. We were just bannering before the game. What else could you do? They gave me a ride there because I've not got my place in Durham yet, so I'm still living here. And obviously we finished practice at 11 on Friday, and I wasn't just going to hang around in Durham all day and today to come back. There's no point. So yeah, we went there, played some good songs in the car, both got ready, and then I had to go upstairs to the locker room, which was very, very strange, but that was all right.
You have to walk home.
I went home with some friends, other friends.
Give them time.
I showed up a few hours later after having a few pints, and it was all right.
And what is it like as well playing against friends? Because I know for me it's a nightmare almost, because I'm so competitive. And everyone knows I'm a drama queen as well on the court. So when I'm playing against friends, I'm like, I hope they know this isn't personal. Is it the same for you as well?
It's exactly the same. Yeah, I'm a bit of a drama queen as well. Can't lie. Yeah, no, it wasn't personal. Like, we were talking shit to each other on the court, but it was all good stuff. We all knew that it was just a game, and at the end of the day, it is just a basketball game, and they're your friends, and they'll be friends before and they'll be friends after, and it's just the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Let's rewind a bit. When you were playing on the same team as these guys. So last season, obviously Newcastle made it to the playoff final, even though Melita thinks it was all luck. I disagree.
I was so jealous. I was so mad because we lost when I was with Oaklands. We lost again. What was it? By 2? By 1? Something like that. Anyway, it was a close game. We barely made playoffs, and they're all the way in the finals.
I mean, looking back, it was a bit luck might have been a bit on our side. I think the energy was on our side. That whole underdog mentality was a big focus. Ali had, well, there was only 7 or 8 by the end of the year. So we were all very close by then, and we'd all gone through quite a bit together that year. I'm sure most teams had because of COVID and all that. So we were a very close group, and I think it shows that when teams do play together, it doesn't really matter talent levels, who's there, who's not. If everybody sticks to their role, understands and is genuinely just gives their all for each other, effort can come through in the end, really.
Yeah, because even as I'm playing against you guys, your bench was just on it as well, and you could tell you guys are just super tight. I remember someone got into foul trouble, straight away, arm over the shoulder, you're good, you got this. Even the battle with the refs as well, the refs were really bad that game. The foul count was ridiculous. I think everyone had 4 fouls. But it seemed like you guys were super tight on and off the court.
Yeah, and for me personally, it's really important for me to get along with my teammates. It really helps when everything is smooth flow. No, you don't need to be best friends with everyone by any means, but just when everyone's on the same page and everyone knows how to talk to each other and we all know how to communicate, that's huge for me. So
from the sidelines looking on from last season, you kind of grew in confidence all the way through last season, and you played more a kind of pivotal role in that team alongside Alison in that playoff run. Kind of talk us through your mentality through that season. Did you feel like that? Did you feel like you were growing in confidence throughout?
Definitely. I mean, the year before I stopped playing completely, I wasn't even sure whether I wanted to get back into basketball when I got back. There was just a lot of things going on and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do because of COVID wise, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had a job in America, but I didn't know what I wanted to do coming back. So obviously speaking to different coaches and things, they were saying, well, why don't you, while you're figuring it out, come back, do a master's, the league's still going, so that can get funded. And while you're doing that, and then sort of figure it out from there. So I came back in and I chose Newcastle because it was a very laid back, the way it was explained to me was it was very laid back. They only practice twice a week. It's nothing too intense, and I was very nervous about coming back into a 5 training sessions, individuals, weights all the time after nothing. I thought it would be a big jump because I was considering Nottingham, but they train a lot more and they work a lot harder, and I really like Kenrick, but I just said to him, I don't think I want to commit to that right now. So that's why I did choose Newcastle. And then as time went, I started enjoying playing and enjoying the group. And I had Ali there, who's just an amazing role model. Rachel's there, who's a really good role model as well. So I think being around those people, and I actually got hungry for more practices and I wanted to work out more and I wanted to go to the gym more. And it kind of the competitiveness.
Come what?
And the competitiveness of the game sort of came back to me, and and if anything, there wasn't space for that, and there wasn't room for that. So it grew throughout the season, and then obviously a few girls left. We lost a few girls at the beginning of the year, and I didn't really have a choice. It was step up or nothing, or we just don't have players. So it was partly confidence grew, partly kind of getting thrown in, but I think it was sort of a good thing really overall.
So obviously the end of that season, you knew you were going back to Newcastle kind of the season after. Talk us through your summer though. It was obviously a little bit different. Talk us through what you did in that summer.
Yeah, I mean, that summer was complete 360 turnaround. I'd originally planned, I'd got some friends out in LA who were running basketball camps for girls, and they asked me if I could come, and I really wanted to work them and do it. And they'd got me, obviously you can't work without a visa, but they'd got me into a volunteer job, and I'd somehow managed to read and convince myself that I would, even though the borders were closed, that I would be able to get into America on this volunteer pass. And my mates were like, you'll never be able to. And I'm like, I get into countries all the time when you can't do it. I did it at Christmas. I'll be fine. I'll bluff my way through. Yeah, that didn't happen. I got rejected there and then at the airport, and that was that really. But oh well. And I sort of got a message from Steph like literally the next day or a few weeks later. It was really soon. It was really quick. And she was like, look, these camps are coming up for 3x3. Do you want to be there? And I was like, well, my plans have been scrapped. So yes, definitely. Why would I not want to go to that? And then as soon as I got to camp, and like, I'd never played 3x3 before, obviously. I really liked the concept of it. I really enjoyed the game style, everything about it was so fun. And it was, I didn't expect to be training and working that hard that summer, but I just loved every second of it. So it just went really, really well.
For people that don't know too much about 3-on-3 basketball, could you just kind of sum up like the difference between 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 in your opinion?
Yeah, obviously it's a much shorter game, less people. So it's a lot quicker, it's a lot faster. They're fun games to watch, and it's a fun environment to be in just because of how quick it is. People can stay engaged for 10 minutes, like very engaged for 10 minutes, like the crowd can, the court, like the players can. It's just a massive burst of energy. It's all go and then it stops, and that sort of matches my character. So it's a lot more aggressive, I'd say. The foul counts are a lot lower. It's a lot of a faster game. The shot clock's obviously 12 seconds.
Basically, you have to be super fit.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I thought I was in shape, but I wasn't. I was not.
Like legit, I feel like it exposes everyone. Like defensively, imagine like
it's horrendous.
There's not really any help. Yeah, it's like 1-on-1.
Yeah, I genuinely thought I was in shape, and I was, but then you meet the French team, you meet the Spanish team, and you're like, oh wow, okay, no, these girls, it's a different type of fitness. It really is.
Mm-hmm. So you plan on more 3x3 in the future?
I do hope so. I'll definitely be taking part in ball out this summer because that was an absolute treat. Obviously I hope I'm going to go to the tryout camps for Commonwealth Games, fingers crossed. There's a lot of good players there, a lot of experienced players there, but I'm just happy to be a part of the process, really.
So then after obviously you will win summer, plan to go to America, not happening, then getting the call from Steph, obviously back to Newcastle for the start of this current season that we're in now. Talk about how you're feeling kind of at the start of a pre-season.
I mean, I felt really good going in. We got the recruits I saw were good. I thought we had a strong talent group. I think everyone did. I thought we were coming off a high from last season, so I thought that it was sort of going to pick up from there and move forward. But that's not quite what happened, really. We didn't seem to. Sorry.
No, go on, finish.
Forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry. I was going to say, what was it like without Gorel there, and then the addition of the other players? Because I know, if you could, just quickly explain, exactly what she does, off the court, because I don't think a lot of people actually know. And obviously, having that as a teammate, that must have been
incredible. Yeah. So Ali Gorel is a sports psychologist off the court, and an amazing one at that. She definitely, she didn't necessarily do sessions with me directly, but I would recommend anyone who needed them, or even if they didn't think they need them, you probably do. The way she was off the court and on the court, she's just a leader. She's like it's just the way she is. She leads by example all the time. She's always positive. She's a great person to talk to about anything. I became really good friends with her by the end of the season. And yeah, she's just incredible. She was there for me all the way. There was some ups and downs last year, and she's just a really good role model and a really good person to speak to, especially about mental health.
So you missed her quite a bit at the start of the season.
So much, so much. She keeps everyone level-headed. She can keep coaches level-headed. She can keep players level-headed. She can even keep the staff there level-headed. Like she's just incredible.
So obviously you talk about kind of the momentum from the season before didn't really materialize, very up and down performances in the first kind of few weeks of the season. There was the loss against Auckland at home, but then wins, the cup wins to start with. I think 20 point wins against Caledonia and against Durham. When did you kind of start feeling, because I know minutes has been mentioned a lot from the release from the club. When did you start feeling like I'm not getting the minutes I need here, or when did those feelings start coming in?
I can't necessarily pinpoint it. There was the last 3-4 games that I played, like my minutes dropped dramatically, and I tried to have some conversations to understand why, and I never really got any answers. The style of play we went for was quite similar to last year. Was supposed to be quite similar to last year's, but the way the team hadn't gelled yet, and we all got along. There was no one didn't get along, but the team dynamic itself and the way that we interacted and on court was just not there. Like the communication just it never seemed to click. There was a lot of the team are there for different reasons. Some come back from America, just wanted to get a master's. Some wanted to start playing. Some wanted to go pro. Some wanted to, like, I personally wanted to train more and get more out of the club, and I wanted to do more individuals and work out, and that was just not available. So it just wasn't what I was hoping for. And maybe that's my fault, because last year it wasn't like that. So why would it have changed this year? But in my head, I thought after the playoffs run last year that we'd be striving to do more and again better this year. But
which makes sense. That completely makes sense. Like, you went all the way, so why not next season strive to get it done and get the ultimate win? So yeah, I don't blame you for thinking that maybe things would start to come up. And especially I always hate to kind of bring the men's side into it, but just looking at how well the men's team do as well. Like, is it the same with them? Do they have like daily practices? Because I know you guys have your own facility as well. So
yeah.
for me right now, just basing off everything you've said, it's like, how comes, is it just because of the commitment of everyone else, because everyone's in different positions, not wanting to necessarily play too much? Or like, do you think maybe that's the reason why it couldn't progress?
So the club the way that they operate is full community based. They want it to be ran and self-sufficient. They don't really want to get investors in and things like that. Obviously, the men's team has like sells out. It's the BBL and the games are really, really fun to be at. It's a great crowd. The Newcastle fans are really loyal. It's rare that they don't sell out the arena on a men's night.
Nice.
And they are the club is taking the direction to try and push the WBBL and bring them along with them, but it's a funding issue at the end of the day. So yeah, the men are paid. They're all pros. They practice every day. That's their full-time job. Whereas the majority of the girls on the WBBL team are pulled in from scholarships tied in with Northumbria and Newcastle. So they're student athletes. They're not professional athletes. So that's where the big difference comes in. And they've got they've got the budget for like 1 or 2 Americans, but obviously Courtney hurting herself in the beginning wasn't helpful either.
Yeah,
we haven't done well with injuries over the past couple of years, have we? So when was it, the Christmas break? Kind of, was that when you, as you said, the last 3 or 4 games minutes were really, really kind of restricted? Did you make that decision that you were going to look for something else in the Christmas break?
So it was the last 2 games before Christmas. I think I hardly, there was the London game that I hardly got put on, and that really confused me because I thought I came on and actually started the game quite well. So I was confused as to why I was very confused as to why I didn't play that game. The ones before, my minutes were going down and down. And then the 2 games before that, the 2 games before the Christmas break, I can't remember, something happened the game before, and then we were playing Sheffield and I got food poisoning. And I just felt some sort of relief to not be playing. And I was like, that's not the feeling that you should be getting before a game. You should be hyped and want to be going. Like, I was relieved to not be going. And I was like, okay. And I spoke to some coaches across the league and spoke to some of my friends like that play as well. And they were like, if you're not happy and this isn't going well, and my master's wasn't going well at the time either. I failed last year because online courses just not for me. And I'd resat this year and I still wasn't interested. So I was like, all right, something needs to change. So I told them that I wouldn't be joining back. And then over Christmas, I was looking at options and I reached out to Lee.
Okay. Just tell us what you were studying as well.
I was studying creative and cultural industry management, which to this day, I actually can't tell you what it is.
Well, you could barely pronounce it. Barely got it out there. That was a mouthful.
Literally, I wanted to get into event management. That was my goal. I don't necessarily believe that you need a master's to get into event management. It was very PC. It was just a bit too much for me. I thought it was quite a bit fluffy. It was more towards the artist side and like musicians and artists and people that wanted to work in galleries and things like that than I'd expected. I was hoping for more genuine like marketing, how to get funding, how to get finance, like a more businessy course. And it just wasn't that. So I think that's where I messed up really, but yeah.
Okay. And are you studying now?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I knew the answer, but for everyone else.
I'm done with school. I can't write a dissertation. It's just too much. Shout out to everyone that can. Good on them.
Yeah, I refuse to go back. I don't think I could.
No, just maybe down the line a little bit, but I in the near future, I wanted to start working. I wanted to start getting some experience under my belt. And when I spoke to Lee, he was like, so what's your 5-year plan? Like, what are you looking to do? What are you trying to get into? And I sort of looked at him and I was very lost at Christmas because I wasn't really expecting to drop out. And I don't normally leave a situation without having a backup plan, but I just wanted out. And he was like, well, here's a suggestion. We've got a social media marketing officer quitting in January. She's going to be leaving and moving into a different role in the university. You seem to quite like social media. What do you think about that? And my face just lit up and I was like, why have I not thought about this before? Like, it's just, and then he sent me the job role and everything about it sounded fantastic. And I just started this week and my first campaign is about International Women's Day. And I've just ideas flowing like left and right. Everything that I've started within the job, it's nothing that I'd want to, there's nothing in the job description that I'd get home, have dinner and not want to keep working on, even if my hours were done. And that's the kind of job you want to be in, isn't it, really?
Right. That's good. And you got to tell us about your TikTok now as well.
My one TikTok that went viral. Oh God, I've heard it so many times I can't stand the sound of my own voice anymore.
It's
but no,
basketball.
That was hilarious. Basketball? What?
You got to give us your, oh my God, I feel like some old person now. What do you call it? What? Like your app, and so people can see it. Promote yourself, basically.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, I think it's, let me find it.
We try every week to point at the YouTube subscribers.
Yeah, we are so very horrible.
Hello.
Where is it?
It's Abby Lowe _X.
Yes, you heard it here first. Go and follow, subscribe.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, I mean, what a whirlwind couple of weeks for you then. What a change. And as you say, maybe feeling a bit lost at Christmas time, but then kind of finding something you're passionate about, and I guess back to enjoying playing basketball again. Was it 63 points in 2 games?
and you put it like that.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. Wow, oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, it's good. I feel like in an environment, I feel like I'm in a really good place. The environment I'm in is so important to me. The people that are around me are really important to me, and just everything. I just feel a bit lighter, and life just seems to be going the right way at the moment. So I feel good.
Well, after all the drama from both of you, I think both of you obviously thought the WBBL is not being talked about enough. Let's just stir things up with it. But after all the drama, let's have a nice little, just some nice relaxed questions about you. And so let's just talk about your favorite Netflix series at the minute.
Emily in Paris.
Oh, I've never seen it.
It's amazing. I grew up in France as well, so they've actually done such a good representation of like the English to France community, because me and my sister watched it together. This like Fringlish things, and they say things sometimes, and we're just like, they've nailed that. They've absolutely hit the nail on the head with it. I think, what is it? French people don't work on weekends and past 5. That couldn't be more true.
When I played in France, my first professional career, and I noticed that as well, and it was just like, oh, whoa, that is legit. Don't talk about work after working hours. Don't leave it. It's about having fun now. The cigarettes on point.
100%. Yeah, no, they nailed it.
I've just watched Stay Close, or just started watching Stay Close.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, the ending is mad. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I guess I should shout myself out. So yeah, I don't think you know it, Mark, but I started a I have created a Netflix page on Instagram. So it's at Netflix_review for you. 4 spell as in FOR, not the number 4. And yeah, because I was, hey, this is why I like you. So yeah, I was just thinking, like, the only thing I kind of do when I'm with a team is watch Netflix, and I love to talk about the series as well with people. So I just thought I may as well create it on Insta, so everyone can chip in their own opinions and stuff like that onto the page. So I always, like, in the captions have questions so people can kind of just answer that. And yeah, just because
it's great. Yeah. We've already had our Emily in Paris debate over here.
Yeah, exactly. And I do sign-ups as well of the shows too. So like, if someone doesn't know what to watch, go on my page, have a look to see, oh, is this my type of movie or show? Yeah.
There you go. Something else.
Follow it.
Follow.
Follow and comment.
Okay, next one. I think I've asked you this before, but I can't actually remember the answer. Abby, what's your favorite Disney film?
People are gonna hate me for this, but I'm not huge on Disney. Probably one of the newer ones, or not.
You're not even bothered. Nah, Disney.
Is Nemo Disney?
It is, yeah.
Nemo. I like Nemo.
I've never heard anyone so, especially you, Abby. Like, you always got a smile on your face. You mentioned Disney, like, no, it's rubbish.
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting that. I can't lie.
I can't get into them.
Do you watch any, like, obviously we talk about Netflix series and stuff, like, do you watch many films?
I watch a lot of murder documentaries. I'm that girl. And I do watch quite a few Netflix shows. I mostly like series and stuff, but like when Squid Game came out, I was really into that. But the problem is, once I get into a show, I've got zero self-control, so I'll watch it from start to finish until I can't. I've not slept for 3 days, so I try and like hold back until I've got a weekend off or something.
Yeah, that's me.
It's the best way to watch series, is I think watch them in one go.
Yeah,
I don't want to wait and find out what happens. Tell me now.
Yeah.
Are you both Afterlife fans or not?
I love Afterlife. I think it's hilarious.
Really?
Oh, I think that's brilliant. I think the humor is just it's right up my alley. I think it's great.
All right, since you said that, I'll give it a go again, because I was kind of on my phone. I wasn't paying much attention. And then I was watching, I think it was Loose Women, and they kind of went into it talking about what it's actually about, and like mental health and bereavement as well. And I didn't know that. I just thought it was some random crap show at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
could see how that comes across. I love the guy. I think he's brilliant anyway. I think Ricky Gervais is just gold. But yeah, when you actually, there is a storyline behind it, and it does really support mental health and the reality of what grieving is actually like. And especially, I think he's represented like the British culture quite well, in that we all suppress our feelings. We're not really told to speak up, especially men in England. It's just like, oh, it's fine, I'll have a pint. Like, are you fine? Are you okay? Do you need to talk to someone? So yeah, no.
Okay, I'll give it a go then. I'll try again.
That'll be the next one on your Netflix Instagram page. What's your favorite kind of memory of basketball? It can be from when you were younger, when you've been playing. What's your favorite memory?
The new one that's come up has got to be Israel this summer. It's just, I've never played on a beach before, so that was a start. It was just it was a new experience. It was a very fun experience. The players, the way it was, because it was COVID, but we were all trapped in a hotel together. The people that I met were incredible. Like, so many people. There's people that, now I'm confusing it with the Paris one, but just the community that I met in there was just amazing. It was people that just come from the Olympics, and the conversations that I had over that period were just really inspiring, actually, and just really, it was all good fun.
And as I say, fingers crossed that there's many more to come.
Yeah.
I do hope so.
Well, Abby, I really appreciate you coming on. Obviously, I kind of guaranteed your phone hasn't stopped buzzing over the past few weeks, but appreciate you coming on, explaining a little bit of what's kind of your thoughts and feelings over the past couple of weeks. It's been fascinating to hear kind of your thoughts, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been really lovely chatting with you both.
Yeah, I enjoyed it today. It was fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Bye.
Go follow WBBL Review. Goodbye.